And we're live. Hold on.
Oh, just like the play. We're live! Oh my god. Welcome to the Bard Book Club, the final live show of 2020. We did it.
Woo.
What are we discussing?
We are discussing A Winter's Tale by one William Shakespeare.
Who was sometimes smart.
Occasionally.
This wasn't one of those times.
No. So, is there anything you want to say right off? So, okay, our plan for tonight is a little bit different from usual. Since it's the end of the year, we thought we would rank all of the plays that we read this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, first we're gonna. Sorry, my book's over there. Moved.
That's okay. I've been zoning out all day. Like
we're going to talk about this play, and then at the end we're going to rank all of the plays based on just like the play itself, and then Molly and I have each ranked our live shows because those are like a different performance of it. So we both ranked them, and we'll compare.
What live show we think was the most fun versus like what play we think is the most fun, like based on the merit of a play kind of thing. Okay, so
yeah.
Also, I have a sinus infection, so if I'm with us, I'm here, but
yeah.
So I'm just tired. Okay, go ahead. General thoughts. What'd you think?
I thought it was kind of boring. The one exciting part was when the guy got like chased off by the bear, and I was like, oh.
That felt random though. It felt kind of random.
Yeah, like it was weirdly plotted how like you follow like the one guy for like the first act, and then like for acts like 2, 3, 4, you follow like other random people, and then like you come back at the end, and it's like, and then like she like wakes up even though she was a statue, and it's like
there was a lot happening there. Yeah. It was like it made as much sense as the Supernatural finale, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
Because I would know.
Yeah, you're the expert.
I mean, yeah, I am actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was weird how like, yeah, it didn't feel like it was like one play. It felt like he wrote 2 different plays and then just like smushed them together.
They were both bad.
Mm-hmm. And it reminded me a lot of Pericles.
Well, clearly it reminded me a lot of Pericles too, because when we watched the movie, we'll get there. We'll get there.
That's
sorry.
Save it. Hold it back.
I'm trying. Sorry.
Yeah. So those are our general thoughts. It was kind of boring.
No, it's very boring. I would never reread this ever in my life.
No.
I would never want to go see a production of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why someone would choose to do that one over.
No, that they were probably like, look at us. We're different.
We're so unique. We're doing Pericles.
No, you're not.
We're doing Winter's Tale.
Right? Like, how is it not also Pericles? Like, how is it not?
I don't know.
Like, how is this not Pericles?
They had the same energy.
Yeah. And we thought the Pericles plot was ridiculous. At least they were like one thread kind of thing.
Yeah.
This was just all over the place.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about characters?
I could not tell you a single one of their names except Hermione. I don't know.
There was like Leontes.
Who was that?
Who we didn't like. He was like the king guy.
All right, yeah. I couldn't remember his name. I was just like the king guy who had his wife.
Yeah.
Have his wife killed.
And then
Perdita is the daughter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I retained something.
And then there was Florizel, who falls in love with Perdita.
Oh, right.
And
as you can see, this play really made an impact on my life because I know everything about it.
The shepherd and the clown were also there, and we liked them.
Iconic.
Yeah. I don't think they were really iconic in our reading, but like when we watched the play, they saved it.
No shade on whoever ended up reading for them. I don't remember.
No, I just don't particularly remember. But versus like when we were watching the play, that was the only thing that stood out.
The only thing iconic about that reading was me pretending Beetlejuice was the baby. That was
the only good thing. Yeah,
that's all we had. That was our one moment.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Is like with other, like Mar said this. Mar, ladies and gents, who's in the club, she it said like, oh, well, when we do like, bad ones, there's still like moments where it's really funny because of how we're doing it. And she's like, we can say like we're reading all the plays. And as you said, you were like, it's like this is the only one of this that exists. Like how many other people are doing readers theater of The Winter's Tale?
Yeah.
And my sister always says, my sister's like, yeah, you're helping some kid with their English homework. Somebody's like, thank God I don't have to read it.
Exactly. That was my thought process when I suggest we do the live readings, because I like sometimes will go like listen to it online,
and you want to hear
do other things, and like because like when you're reading a play, like it's meant to be read aloud, so then
it's not meant to read it like a book.
So it's good to like go on YouTube and like find it. So that was like kind of why I suggested it, because I was like, you never know. And then now when we're like doing like the ones that aren't typically read, it's like
who is out there like, hey, let's do Henry IV Part 2. Like,
no one.
No, said no one ever, actually.
Yeah.
I believe if you check the historical documents, can you imagine if someone was doing that and you were like, but what about Part 1? They're like, no.
It's also like, why would you ever assign that though? Because then you'd have to read. I mean, I guess if you were like reading all the history.
Why would you ever write it? Why would you? This fucker made a shared universe of place, because you couldn't do that with theater now.
Well, I guess what happened would be, they're kind of doing it with the MC.
But what I mean is live theater couldn't do it because theater's so expensive. Like that.
There's just like The Cursed Child is the only thing I can think of that has like Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, and you pay to see those at the same time. I don't think these came out at the same time.
Yeah.
Did they come out?
Yeah, I guess it's just like his fans.
Yes, they were just like, we love Falstaff, bring them back.
I mean, I think that was it. I guess what maybe happened was he wrote.
I gotta say, I'm a big fan. You as Falstaff with the cowboy hat is another iconic moment from the year.
I think but also I think, like when he was writing it, maybe he wrote the first part and then he like was gonna go write Henry V, but then he was like, hold on, a whole lot happened. I gotta show the king dying, and I guess he was just like, I gotta show what happened in between.
Yeah. All right, we'll get back to that. Right. With The Winter's Tale is just so riveting. We just keep talking about it. Okay.
I think, do we want to talk about the characters?
They were stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of the most sexist plays we've read by him, I have to say.
Yeah. The women were just kind of there, and then they were like...
I'm sorry, like, your husband tries to have you executed, and he thinks she is executed. And then
she's just like, sure.
And you're like, yeah, we can make up. Like, bitch,
that's fine.
Excuse me? Like, he comes to his daughter and he's like, I know you have a whole life and family here, but like, I'm rich, so now you live with me. Like, and she's
like, well,
He's like, oh, ain't that just the way? Like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Immediately no.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want that to happen to them?
Who wouldn't have a great time with that, I have to say.
I mean, I guess it was kind of like she like sought him out, but also like no.
Also, absolutely not.
The plot, as we said, it doesn't really make sense.
It wasn't there.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
And like the time jumps, I looked on SparkNotes and it said 16 years passed between.
Okay.
And I did not get that from reading it.
I didn't get that at all.
It says 16 years passes and the son of Polixenes, Prince Floricel, falls in love with Perdita.
Wow.
Reading the SparkNotes is a lot more educational than
watching the play, apparently.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to understand.
That's news to me, I have to say.
Right? The themes. Oh, we can discuss the themes from that lady.
That lady online who was like, the theme.
When we watched the movie, like we watched a play adaptation, and at the start, they interviewed people in the audience. It was just this one woman.
And they asked her to say what it was about.
And they were like, yeah, you want to tell everyone what happens in this play first?
And she was like, it's really about the themes of what jealousy and pride can do to oneself.
And like vengeance, did you or no?
Oh yeah, vengeance. She was like jealousy and vengeance. And it's like, and when that happened, you were like, oh, there's some themes we can talk about.
I guess she was right.
I guess.
I'm gonna take her word for it. But we know he was prideful because he was just like, yeah, you're gonna come with me. I have everything. You know, he was very self-assured.
As are men.
Yeah.
As are men.
Yeah.
And Hermione and Perdita, the two main women, had no personality or characteristics.
No. Why would they?
Why? Who needs
there?
Who needs it? Who needs women to do things?
No.
Not me.
Completely unnecessary.
No, not me. Wrong bitch. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
There was no fun dialogue.
Exit pursued by a bear. So that was fun. Except when we watched the production and they didn't have someone. They just had bear noises. And I was like, I was let down here.
That was bullshit. I wanted to see a bear.
I needed someone in a bear costume.
I needed a lot of things, frankly, from that production.
I needed them to train an actual bear. Like your dad thought they trained the lions in the Lion King.
I wanted to be like the Revenant. I wanted an actual bear to maul somebody the way it did Leonardo DiCaprio.
I wanted this to be like, you know how your dad said that he thought the lions were real in the new Lion King remake?
Yeah, my dad thought they had trained lions for the Lion King. My dad
needed to train a real bear to chase him off stage.
What production did we watch? It was 2018, but it was like a community theater.
Yeah, it was like Shakespeare by the Ocean, I think.
Yeah, that was Austin said the guy in the gorilla suit from that one episode of SpongeBob. I agree. That would have been
yes, exactly.
Anything, even if they just threw a teddy bear across the stage.
Right? It wouldn't have taken like they could have done the bare minimum, but they just
well, we're already
even worse than that somehow.
We're already doing it, so let's talk about the movie. So
yeah.
You can find anywhere to stream any of the movie adaptations of this. Shocking. I can't believe people aren't lining up to watch it.
I know, right? I thought.
So we watched some version you can find for free online, and it sucked. They did the thing where they chose a time period, and
they chose a time period, but like, did they?
The time period was the past.
Yeah.
People looked like they were from Edwardian England, and then some people looked like they were from like 1800s down on the farm.
Yeah.
People looked like they were from medieval times.
They really did not have any consistency in their costumes.
Well, let's talk about what happened at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. So we're watching, enjoying ourselves to the most. And Molly goes, "Is that Pericles? Or is the other guy Pericles?" And I originally was like, "No, I think." And then I was like, "Molly, we're watching
The Winter's Tale." And I was like, "Oh my God." And then I still kept thinking that guy was Pericles. And I kept being like, I was like, well, the wife gets lost at sea. And I was like, no, we're watching The Winter's Tale.
Yeah. I mean, it's very similar in the sense that the wife turns into a statue.
And the daughter gets, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I 110% thought for the first 20 minutes that we were watching Pericles. I really did. Because at the beginning, too, I mentioned incest. And I was like, why are they skipping over that part?
Because it's not there.
Exactly. Because it's not in that play. But in my mind, Pericles was a 2-month-long excursion. There was just no end of Pericles.
Yeah, we just needed to really get it.
The world needed to know. Frankly. Yeah. The world needed it. They did. Not enough hype is given to Pericles, my main man. And honestly, it's funny. Oh my God. The next time when the world opens and I'm in like a situation at a bar or somewhere at a party or whatever, or God forbid a date, and it's with a man who's read a book and gets really pretentious about Shakespeare. Like this happened in college. And he's like, what's your favorite play? I'm straight up going to say Pericles. And I'm excited too. Because I remember in college, I said Julius Caesar. And this guy got like so annoyed. I was like, that's one of the worst plays. And like, so now I'm just going to say Pericles. That's what I'm going to say. Just to see. I just want to see the reactions. Even though I don't.
I feel like they'd be like, oh, I haven't read it. I haven't read that one.
Or they'll either do that or they'll 110% pretend they have read it and think it's bad.
And oh my God, it's
like, well, you're right, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm going to just start doing that for fun. I'm just going to start telling people Pericles is my favorite Shakespeare play.
Do it. Yeah, like who's read it?
I mean, yeah.
You could also just be like Henry IV Part 2.
Did I tell you? I think I did. This girl I know that I went to college with, when I posted on my Instagram that we were doing Henry IV Part 2, and I did it to the like, oh God, I hate Shakespeare.
Mhm.
Like, and I had a thing come up that said, we don't actually hate Shakespeare, we just hated this play. She DM'd me and was like, that's my favorite play. And she was dead serious that Henry IV Part 2 was her favorite Shakespeare play.
That's a
And I was,
choice.
I was like, Macbeth is right there. And that, like, Henry IV Part 1 had some moments, but
It
Part
did. But
2,
part 2, no.
absolutely not. No, thank you. Well, since we've just in depth discussed The Winter's Tale, do you want to?
We spent our 10 minutes just talking about it.
It's been 16 minutes. I think we got it. I think we did.
I mean, like, what else is there to say?
It's just so good. So
It really left an impact.
So I thought for the rankings, we'd each go through like 9 to 1 and be like, what was your number?
Okay, I realized I think we do have 10 plays.
What's the 10th one?
We have Julius Caesar, Twelfth Night, Henry IV Part 1, Henry IV Part 2, Hamlet, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Taming of the Shrew, Macbeth, Pericles, A Winter's Tale.
I forgot Macbeth. That would be my problem. Did you make a list?
I did. That's how I found out that there were 10 and not 9.
Okay.
Because it had 10, and I was like, hold on, did I add one?
Everyone wait one moment. You talk about something while I do.
So A Winter's Tale happened. We read it. Next month, we're going to be doing King Lear, so I'm very excited. I've read that one for school, and I talked about it a lot. So I have some knowledge on this one. So I'm excited, and it's a lot better than Pericles and A Winter's Tale.
We've had 2 not so good ones.
You know, sometimes you gotta read the bad ones just to say you have, so that you can really appreciate the good ones. You know, they can't all be bangers, as we say online.
Every time.
You know, it's like that argument that people were having on book Twitter the other day about how you can't have a negative reviewer. Like, if I was in Shakespeare's time and I was like, you know, Pericles sucks, but like, you know, it's not like I'm saying Shakespeare can't write good things because Macbeth is right there, but like,
okay, I'm ready.
Can write terrible things.
Okay, I've got it.
You got it?
Yeah. So what was I'm guessing?
Okay, do you want to go start from number 10?
Yeah, so I'm guessing we have the same number 10. Mine was Henry IV Part 2.
Yeah.
When we were doing the live reading of that, it was so boring that I wanted to ask y'all in the Zoom if you wanted to fake technical difficulties and cut the stream. Like, I was ready.
No, we wouldn't have done that.
I was ready to be like, guys, I hate it. My favorite part of that reading was when Mar and I decided to take it way too seriously in the middle of nowhere. When King Henry started dying, just decided to be like, you know what, time to give the performance of a lifetime, actually, right now. And we had like prop crowns, and we're like, oh, like, but for the most part, there was 5 of us for that one. For one of the plays with some of the most characters.
Yeah.
So that was something.
It was. Yeah.
It was exhausting.
It was, because it was just like you're sitting there and you're like, I'm so bored.
I feel like you could.
And there's nothing you can do to like make it exciting, because it's not like it's a comedy, since it's a history. Like, there's no like actual like jokes written in, so you're just like sitting there, and like there are some jokes, but then like for the most part, you're just like,
Henry IV Part 1. Like, I didn't mind it that much, and then Part 2, I was like, what are we doing?
Wait, because Part 1, I feel like you had a plot and like everything. You like had the war that was going on, but then in Part 2, it was like the war happened, and we're all just here. And like, like, no.
Well, and Falstaff is like really present in Part 1, and he's not in Part 2.
Yeah.
So then it's like, who cares?
Exactly.
Like, who gives a fuck? Okay, what was your number 9?
I said Julius Caesar, just because it was like one of the first ones we did, so like we didn't have it all put together yet.
Yeah, I did the same thing because it was a mess. We weren't all using the same version of the script, so
that was a little rough sometimes, because we'd be like, hold on, your line and stuff.
You're like, wait.
So, like, it was the first one, so, like, we can excuse that because obviously technical difficulties arise.
That's why the fact that some of y'all nominated me and Julius Caesar for the Lamppost Awards, I want to know who, because
It wasn't me.
I know, I don't know who y'all did that, because when the nominations came out and it said, like, Molly, tragic actor, Julius Caesar.
I feel like it was maybe, like, Kat or someone who, like, hasn't been in more of the recent ones.
I was, like, looking and I was like, what
I was like, I don't know.
I was like, okay.
Like, that's a choice.
I mean, I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So, my number 8 was The Winter's Tale.
Oh my god, so was mine.
Yeah, I feel like we've already.
Like, I think on one hand, like, we have gotten a lot better with our reading, but I think in that one there were, like, a lot of awkward pauses and, like, I just don't think it was our best.
The only reason that's above Julius Caesar for me is because of my joke with the baby, because I thought that was literally also the only time any of us found a way to make anything funny.
Yeah, I think it was above Julius Caesar for me just because I feel like even though there were a lot of pauses and stuff, I felt like we were more.
And we were on Zoom.
Yeah.
Not StreamYard. And
yeah, so we didn't have that, like, adding in people and, like,
yeah,
weird things with the script.
Yeah. Number 7. What's your number 7?
Henry IV, Part 1.
Damn.
Oh my god.
I mean, again, I had a lot of fun doing that one. That was also the first one Simon was in. Hey, I had love to see it. But yeah.
I think it had a lot of good moments in terms of, like, I enjoyed playing Falstaff. I thought that was really fun.
Falstaff is so funny. Like,
thank you.
There is a part in it that is funny, and it's where I with 3 different people, and it's the part, it's like on our Instagram where I go, who's Worcester, and there's like a pause, and you go, you, and I go, shit, for real? And you're like, I got it. And I put on one hat and I go, my lord. And I take it off and I go put on another hat.
Yeah.
And it was like pretty great. But yeah, it was fun. There was a lot of ways to make that one fun. There was nothing.
Because like you could understand like what was happening and kind of like the plot line.
I could not tell you what happened in part 2 other than he died.
Yeah.
That's all. I also kept thinking he was dead in part 2 when he wasn't, because I think we were done. And then I'd see I had lines since I was King Henry, and I was like,
yeah,
what am I
I'm still going. I'm still kicking.
Okay, so my number 6.
Hold on. Austin said, I know we say Hamlet went on forever, but Henry IV Part 2, and honestly, facts.
Yeah, Hamlet technically went on forever, but
Henry IV Part 2 just like had so much nothing that
it felt like that was, because at least it's a fun play. But speaking of Hamlet, that's my number 6 is Hamlet.
Ooh, my number 6 is Twelfth Night.
Oh, see, I had a lot of fun with Twelfth Night, even though again there was only 5 of us.
I had fun with Twelfth Night as well, but I thought that I just I appreciated Hamlet a lot more, and I appreciate that we did the whole thing, even though it's like super long. Like I know a lot of people like abridge it, so I thought it was,
I had no idea too that people abridged it till after we did it, and I learned that, and I was like, wow,
makes sense. Yeah.
No, I respect that we did it. I also just like Twelfth Night as a play better.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, Hamlet, it did get to be. I kept zoning in and out because I was like, wow, we're really still here. We're still doing this.
See, since I was Hamlet, I had so many random monologues that like I was in it and I was like, it was fun even though it went on really long.
Hamlet's still going on, actually. You guys, the stream is live right now. We have lines coming up. So
like if you ever see us cut out, that's because we're in the Hamlet live stream.
Yeah, it's because we're doing that still every day. It's still happening.
Yeah. I thought Twelfth Night was good, but also it was like kind of one of our earlier ones. So like that was also.
I had Twelfth Night at number 5.
Okay, so we just flip flopped there.
Yeah. So okay. So what was your number?
4.
4. I forgot how to count. What was your number 4?
Taming of the Shrew.
Damn.
Oh my god.
That one was fun. We had that was when we had first had technical difficulties because Zoom.
Yeah.
I hadn't updated Zoom. We still got on, but.
And I thought it was fun. We had, was that like one of our biggest casts?
That was our biggest cast. We had 13 people.
Yeah, which is a lot. But I thought it was like really, fun, and like I thought since we had so many people, it was like cool to like play.
I think David really made that one.
Yeah, that was good.
Their voices.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone back and watched that one, and I do think, like, not so brag, but I think we're pretty funny. It's like,
I think we're pretty funny too.
Yeah, I like that play is not my personal fave, but I think the reading made me like it a lot more. It was a lot funnier.
As someone who spent a lot of time with it already, I did have some issues with our reading, just because I have in my mind how we did it. So then I'd be like, such and such, and like in my mind I'd like want to give notes. So that was a little bit of a struggle.
Like, we're live right now, and it's like,
guys, you're not doing it the right way.
And it's like, this is Shakespeare, and so
get it together.
Don't rehearse.
But I thought it was still a lot of fun, and like it was fun because especially since like I knew everything that happened like in such detail that like I could fully appreciate it.
It's also just one of the more colloquial ones. So it's easier to get what they're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was your number 3?
Macbeth.
Same.
It would be number 2, but I felt stressed and guilty about the technical difficulties since it was like I didn't know till later because I in the moment was so anxious about it that we had to use StreamYard. I will say it was I prefer obviously when we're all on screen in Zoom because I think everyone's reactions make it funny. But that was amazingly smooth the way you were switching up on and off screen. I was amazed. I was like, Zoom better work. There's no way in hell I could do that. No, and like I think that actually worked best for Macbeth since that was the one and only time we took any of these seriously and try to make it funny. I do remember the part though I thought was funniest is when they were like going on and on about all the horrific things that happened in the night, and then you were just like, "'Twas a rough night." Like it's just funny.
Yeah.
My ketchup on my hands. I was pretty.
Good point.
I will say I think it's interesting that StreamYard puts us in rectangles so we fill up the whole screen, and Zoom doesn't.
I mean, we can do this.
Oh hey, look at that.
But I figured this is.
No, I was thinking about that when I was watching Macbeth back. Like, why are we all so narrow? What's that about?
I mean, like, it just, like, if we have more people, then I think it would make us squares. Like, if we had 4 people, it would make us squares on the screen.
Yeah.
But, since we don't, it's like, you can see your face a lot bigger.
But yeah, Macbeth was really fun. You and David at the end was really fun as Macbeth and Macduff.
Yeah.
Austin, Mar, and I trying to be the witches with the StreamYard lag, trying to do the chant was funny.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And Macbeth is tied for my favorite play, Julius Caesar. So it was exciting to do it.
Yeah.
So does that mean what's your number 2?
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
2. That was another really big cast. We had 14 people, I think.
Yeah.
We had 12 people for Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah. And I thought it was like really fun to just like have all those characters.
And it's just a funny play. Like it's just over the top and funny. And I guess that means our number 1 favorite reading was
Pericles.
I never thought that was gonna be, but that reading was so funny.
Yeah, we did like we made it come alive.
Yeah, I mean, like you carried that, and then when Percy started also doing the same kind of thing,
it was great.
It was so funny, and that was like again, there was only
there weren't very many of us. Yeah, there was like
7. There was like
6 or 7. Yeah,
there was like 7 of us, I think. Or no, there was 8 of us. There was 8 of us doing it. And it was just so funny. I laughed the whole time. I was never bored, and it's pretty quick.
Yeah, it was pretty quick, which was good because like usually if it goes on for too long, it's kind of like
Winter's Tale, which was 3 fucking hours. Well, and then I remember
even though it was like a smaller play, like we made it fun.
When we watched the play and like it was supposed to be a comedy, but they still weren't being as over the top as us, and we were like, what are they doing?
Yeah, because it's like you want it to be funny, and like sure, some of the jokes like they don't hit now, but like you still gotta like pretend like they do. Like if you pretend enough that like it's funny, then like it can be funny even if it's not.
I just Yeah, I don't know. There was just like an energy in that reading that was so fun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It was the best energy for one of the worst plays.
Exactly.
And it's
I
amazing.
think because we knew it wasn't like super like well known going in, we were able to do what we wanted with it and like not really be like,
Because all the other bad plays we read were the Henrys, and those are histories, so like they weren't even meant to
yeah,
be funny. So, because that was also supposed to be a comedy, I think we were able to really just like get over the top with it.
yeah. And like since it isn't super well known, then it's like we don't know what's gonna happen. You might as well just make it as ridiculous as
Yeah, it's
possible.
like, let's just go off, you know? It's not like anyone was tuning in, like, what are they doing? Like,
Yeah.
that was one of the better audiences we had was for
Yeah.
Pericles, which
And it's not like you can like it's not like anyone's gonna like tune in and be like, oh, you know, they're doing this all wrong. Cause like
it's
what
like,
are they gonna compare us to that other one?
oh, well, when I saw these people do Pericles, like,
Yeah.
that was amazing. It was a great time. So do we want to now rank them as plays?
Yes. Hold on. I can share my screen and then we can rank them.
Just this is not important. My shirt says Fleece Navidad and it has a sheep on it.
That's so cute.
I thank you. I'm wearing a Christmas sweater every day this week.
I love it.
Merry Christmas Eve Eve. That is small.
Hold on.
I was like, can you zoom in?
No, that doesn't really help.
The text real big.
That doesn't help.
I can see it a little. Make it bigger. Bigger. You think we should stop? No, let's make it bigger.
I don't think I can make it bigger than that.
I think you can.
Hold on.
Can you zoom in though? You know, like on a Mac, you like zoom in on the page. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Hold on. Let me. If I put it, hold on. I'll put it in a Google Doc instead.
Okay. We love to see it. We love to see it.
Here we go.
Mara said, "Please not Feliz Navidad." I only know like the one part of that song that y'all sing in school. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas, as my father would say. Okay. So is this the order we read them in?
Yeah. Hold on. So
number 1, 2.
Hold on. I was gonna make little places for them.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
So if we want to write them out of order, we can.
So, do we agree Macbeth is number 1?
Yes.
Okay. Why do you be like Pericles, man?
Gosh, I thought we agreed. So I'll just delete it down here.
Yeah. So what would you say is the absolute worst, technically? And I don't mean just worst to read, like worst as a play. Because I honestly think The Winter's Tale is worse than Henry IV, like as a play.
Would you? Why?
I think because Henry IV Part 2, even though the plot is pointless, you can still follow it.
Yeah.
And I like, again, it's hard to even put together the plot of A Winter's Tale.
I agree. But then I'd say that it's Henry IV Part 2 is next.
Yeah, no, it's next because it's still boring. Okay, what do we think for number 2? What do you think?
For number 2?
Yeah, because I was thinking Midsummer Night.
That's what I was kind of thinking too.
That's a really solid play. I remember when we did one, that was the time where we were like, and this part is so beautiful, and this part is so beautiful.
Yeah, we were just like, oh my god, and like all of the lines.
It's just one of the most lyrically brilliant plays he ever wrote, and there's so many famous lines from it that everyone knows them.
And like if you're looking at plays down here, like plays that people like teach in school, like those are some of the ones that like people teach because they're so good.
It's good. Yeah. All right. For number 3, I'm thinking. I mean, I'm probably being biased.
Hold on. Let's say number 8. I feel like is either
Pericles.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I would honestly, I know this is controversial. Well, I mean, I guess 7 would be Henry IV Part 1, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because I was gonna say either Pericles or that one, but then I was
Okay, so here's the thing. I would put Hamlet as 6. I don't think it's a good play.
Ooh, hold on.
I think it's so fucking long for no reason. I think it is a blatantly self-insert
Yeah,
character. Like
it is really long.
I think if Hamlet was literally half as long as it is, it would be a brilliant play. Because it's not. The
Yeah,
second
because like everyone cuts it, it's like, well,
the,
why do you have to make it so long?
the second half is so fucking pointless. Like once he decides he's gonna start killing everybody, once he makes his first kill, it is so stupid from then on out. And the ending is so dumb to me. Ophelia gets done so dirty. Like Ophelia is written as this brilliant character, and then the fact that it's like the movie Ophelia made that a great story, but just in the play, I was like, no, ew.
Yeah, I would agree because like while I think it's a good play in terms of like plot and like you can follow it really easily and stuff, I think it goes on for a long time. And the fact that like in almost every production they like cut it down so much that it's like
that shows that it's like technically too long.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think for number 3? Because I personally think Julius.
This is where we're gonna disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I think Julius Caesar because it's. I mean, like at least they taught it to me when I was 15, and I found it so easy to understand. And I think, especially reading it now, it's just really topical. And again, some of his most famous lines come from that one. I think it's interesting because it's like there's no villains and there's no heroes, and everyone is a villain and everyone is a hero. The women don't do a lot, but what little they do is still really good. Whereas in something like Twelfth Night, women don't do much.
Can we agree that 12th Night is 5th?
Yeah. Okay, what do you think Taming of the Shrew should be number 3?
Because I think it is a very easy play to like learn because a lot of the words in it like are very easy to understand. So you can like anyone can really read it and be like, oh, okay, this is what's happening, and like you can really easily get the plot. And because of that, I think the plot is like it's very easy to follow and like you can understand the characters, and like I think since it's like a lot of fun to do, like you can like really have fun with it, and like a lot of the characters are like really memorable because of that. And I think it's like really well written. Like there are a lot of lines in there that like I remember to this day, even like having done it and everything. And I think there's like a lot of fun moments that like you can play in there. And I think the fact that like you can debate about Catherine and Petruchio's relationship while like adds another layer to the fact like you can like the fact that people performing it decide how the audience reacts to it. Mm-hmm. I think it's really cool because it's meant to be a play, it's meant to be shown aloud, and the fact that the performance has such an effect that like you can tell how it's meant to be perceived just based on that, it gives a lot of leeway to the actors. So I think that's really cool that like it's kind of like you really working with Shakespeare for how you tell the story.
I feel like it's a similar thing though with Julius Caesar, because if you're just to read Julius Caesar, it's like obviously Brutus is wrong, but then if you see it, it depends on how they're doing it. If Caesar, like, I mean, if he deserves to die or not, which is something I've always liked about it, is the big discussion on are you on Julius Caesar's side or are you on Brutus' side? And literally the main reason I wouldn't say Taming of the Shrew is third is because it still feels too long to me. Like, I feel like after they get married, it meanders for a decent amount of time until it finds the plot again. Like, there's that random side thing going on where they, like, trick the guy into thinking someone is somebody else.
Yeah, but I think that's necessary because while I cut that, I think it's like when you're reading it, it makes a lot of sense. Because like when I cut it, I struggle to make it make sense because that is such an integral part of the plot, even though you might think it's not. Because like that character, like he lied about his like Lucentio lied about his father, so like then like he has to get a fake father to get approval, and then to have his real father show up, it's kind of like one of those, oh no, and like they're both there and they both say they're the guy.
I guess I just think Julius Caesar is a more concise play, and I personally like always hate when stuff is overwritten, and like that's literally like
no, I don't think it's overwritten because I think it's necessary.
I think it's overwritten. I think everything about it is overwritten. Like I think every scene, the part that I wish would go on longer is him, because it doesn't do what I think would be the most interesting, is to just show more of them together. It is an enemies to lovers, but you rarely, besides like the scene where they meet, in my opinion, I don't feel like I ever see them gradually get there. Like, I feel like that's all happening off stage, and then we have the sun and the moon scene, but I always feel like, how did we get there that quick? And obviously, like, time has passed, but I don't know. I like that Julius Caesar is just a few set of days, and it's just this concise event. And I actually think it's interesting that Caesar dies in the middle, and that's not the conclusion. It's the, like, politics is always corrupt kind of thing, and that so many years later, Julius Caesar still incredibly topical. I don't know. I think it's one of his more. I think it's like a perfect play, honestly. Like, there's every time I've read it more times than like probably any other play by him. I don't know. It just feels like a really smooth, really sound play. Not when we did it, but like.
But also, like, I know I also like the fact that, like, in Taming of the Shrew, like, you do have, like, these central women characters that, like, have such depth and everything. And, like, in Julius Caesar, there's, like, what, like, 2 women and they have, like, 3 lines. And, like, I don't know, I find that, like, really interesting. And then, like, you can play, like, I feel like I enjoy, like, that, like, I think it's more interesting to dissect the themes and, like, everything from Taming of the Shrew because there is, like, such controversy. And then, like, there's, like, a lot, like, I don't know, I find it, like, I personally think it's more fun to discuss that. Because just, like, I don't know, I feel like it's more able for everyone to discuss it. And, like,
see, I don't agree.
I think have more, like, I just mean, like, you, like, everyone has, like, their own stance on it. And, like, since it's easy to understand, you can, like, very easily talk about it and, like, talk about the themes and everything. And, like, while I like Julius Caesar, I just think
maybe we should let Mar and Austin decide. Guys,
vote for which one you think should be number 3.
Sound off. Sound off, guys. Whoever answers first, that's what we'll put as number 3. Yeah, I guess, I mean, also this is just coming down to, these are like, besides Macbeth, these are our favorite plays. So no, I think mine. Austin, just pick one. I'm not gonna care if you don't pick mine. Just get some Twitter. Calls my mom. Mom, yeah, if you had to choose between Taming of the Shrew.
I think my mom would choose Taming of the Shrew.
I honestly don't know what my mom would pick. Here, let's find out. Let's find out. I'm dead serious. This will be fun. Let's do this.
Do we want to flip a coin? We could do that.
Wait, hold on. Hello? Mom, which Shakespeare play do you think is better, Julius Caesar or Taming of the Shrew?
Julius Caesar.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, call your mom and ask.
Okay. She's going to be like, why are you calling me?
We're doing something.
I don't even know if she'll answer. I can go to her.
Really, what the fuck?
Wow, if she doesn't pick up. No, okay, hold on. I'll go get her.
Okay, great. Yeah, we could flip a coin if this doesn't pan out.
Hello.
Hello?
I have a question for you.
Yeah?
Which play do you like better, Julius Caesar or Taming of the Shrew? Like, which one do you think is a better play?
Julius Caesar.
Or Taming of the Shrew?
She said Julius Caesar.
She was repeating the question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She has to think about it.
Okay.
Julius Caesar, Taming of the Shrew. Well, what's the right answer?
Taming of the Shrew.
Shut up.
No, you choose which one you think is better. Which one do you think is superior?
Oh, you guys, you're laughing at us. No, I don't know. Julius Caesar, Julius Caesar. I don't know. Julius Caesar.
Have you even read Julius Caesar? I haven't even seen it.
No, I don't think I have.
Come on.
I vote for the one you've seen because you obviously don't.
Well, if they're on one of those, Bridget,
What, Mom?
Have I seen Taming the Shrew?
Yes, you watched my production.
Oh. Yeah, but that was difficult to follow.
What? Okay, I'm just counting your vote as for me.
okay, is there like a website we can use to flip a coin so that we don't have?
I think I can flip it with Google.
Okay, that's what I was saying because we want like it's not very exciting.
Yeah, hold on. I can use the same tab that I already have open.
Austin said, "Oh, hang on. Maybe he's gonna go ask his mom." Everybody, ask your mom which play do they like better.
Hold on. Okay, we have to decide. Oh, hold on.
I'm not ready.
Hold on. We have to decide. Hold on. We have to decide what's heads, what's tails.
Okay. What makes sense to be heads? Julius Caesar because he wears a crown, or he doesn't wear the crown. Tails because he dies.
I guess he. Choices.
If they had decapitated him, I would say heads, but they stab him.
Yeah. I guess he could be heads because like the heads are usually like head of state and stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then Taming the Shrew, there's also the line
about
in your tail.
With my tongue in your tail. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it. What is that?
Tails.
Oh, look at you. All right. Taming the Shrew is number 3.
How exciting.
My mom is going to be like, what were you doing? Like, Shakespeare, Mom.
Obviously, important work here.
Can you take a screenshot of that and I'll post it on the Instagram?
Yeah.
That's our definitive ranking.
Definitive ranking for year 1.
All right, looking pretty good. And we have officially read 10 out of the 37 plays.
Crazy.
Which means we've read, hold on, you know I can't do this math in my head. We have read 27% of Shakespeare's body of theater. Amazing. So it's not
pretty good.
Been done before.
I mean, it probably hasn't been done like online like this.
Austin said 27. No, they were 37.
I think maybe he typed it wrong.
Okay, so I'm like, there are 37.
Oh no, it's 27%, like you said.
Oh, right. I'm an idiot. Never mind. I'm tired and I don't feel good. I'm going to bed after this.
Okay, hold on. Okay, as this is the end of the year, do we think that next year we can do this again, but we can rank them on this list that we've already made?
Yeah.
So I'll save this.
Yeah.
And I'll say Bard Book Club rankings.
And
then we can come back to this and we can add in
for
other ones. And then at the end of all of it, we'll have an official ranking.
Yes, that sounds like a good plan.
Okay.
So, to close this out, you want to talk about some of your favorite iconic moments from the year?
Yeah. I really liked. Oh my god, my brain.
I hate you doing the "and you shall live in pleasure." No, that whole thing, that was so funny.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that, and like just like throwing on the wig and like stuff.
Oh, like yeah, that was. You were like, "Hold on, we're good."
I got this.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah,
David's voice in Taming of the Shrew.
Iconic.
You slept as if you wiped, and you wiped as if you slept. Like, I was rewatching that the other day, and I was like,
yeah,
funny. I was like, yeah, it's a good time.
And then, I enjoyed you and Mara got like super serious, and
that was so funny. Even as we were doing it, I could see you guys being like, "Wow, they're They've
Like,
taken a turn with this one.
because you're like falling asleep, and then you're like, wow, they out here.
They really out here doing something. When Trevor threw himself out of the chair.
Oh, that was so funny.
When they were like, Gertrude dies, and he just threw himself out of his chair. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was good.
Also, when David was like the dress fitter, like the tailor.
That was so great.
That was really funny. I liked that a lot.
And I liked when we talked back and forth, and we were like,
"Oh, for Taming of the Shrew."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought us doing Petruchio and Kate Taming of the Shrew, that was fun because there's not a lot of snappy dialogue in Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Like everyone just monologues at each other.
Yeah, and that one, it was like we're going back and forth.
That was really fun. That was fun.
You see how much we're talking about Taming of the Shrew here? That's why it's.
The thing is, if Julius Caesar had been something we didn't do first, I feel like it would have.
Yeah.
But it was March, and you can't not do it in March because beware.
Yeah, I mean, we could have waited a year, but
we'll do it again. Austin said just anytime David does anything, and that's correct.
Yeah.
So I was also going to say you and David as Macbeth and Macduff was really great.
Oh, that was fun because then it was like, I can't die from anyone who was born of a woman.
Great.
A Midsummer Night's Dream. It was really fun.
I just say all of it. That reading was iconic. That reading was so funny.
Yeah.
Everyone was so on it. It was a big cast, which is fun.
Great.
I don't even remember who I played. Oh, the Fairy Queen. That's who I played.
Yeah. That was
really funny.
When you put the ketchup on your hands with blood from Macbeth.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
I got it all over my computer and my phone, but my hands smelled like ketchup all night.
Committed.
I was like, as soon as I was off screen and I knew it was coming up, I was like, okay, here we go. Like, it's time for this. Like,
in Henry IV Part 1, I really enjoyed playing Falstaff.
That was so
just like having my water, and I was like, guys.
The Three Witches with this
line. That was iconic.
We couldn't be in unison.
Mm-hmm.
Just all of Pericles, the entire reading.
All of Pericles was just great.
The entire reading was iconic.
It really was.
It was really great.
I don't even really remember Twelfth Night.
I remember it was fun because
I remember it being fun. Yeah.
It was the first time. I don't know. It was fun. Like it's just
a good time.
Play. It's a short play. There were only 5 of us. Yeah. There's some iconic moments of 2020 for the Bard.
Yeah. And if anyone would like to come watch our end of the year live stream, we're having the Lamppost Awards.
Lamppost Awards. They're on New Year's Eve. They're for the Bard Book Club and Theater But Better, our sister company. And we're giving out all kinds of awards. They're going to be little lamppost trophies. And it's going to be on my channel at 10 p.m. EST, going to midnight EST.
Is it going to midnight?
We're going to try.
I didn't know that.
Well, we're doing all our stuff in between. There's 13 categories. That might take a minute if we're doing stuff in between.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts at 10. We'll see where we go.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have 13 categories, including things like Best Actor, Best Tragic Actor, Best Death, Best Ad-Lib, Costume, Physical Acting. And we'll be looking at Theater But Better productions and Bard Book Club productions together. A lot of
It'll be a really fun time.
And fun time, so tune in.
We're going to dress up.
It's going to be great.
And then do you want to give the dates for next month?
Yeah, let me.
You're doing King Lear.
And then we're
back with the good plays, guys.
So, King Lear, the live reading will be on the 16th at 9 p.m. EST on this channel. Movie night will be on the 22nd at 8 p.m. EST. We're going to be watching Anthony Hopkins' version of King Lear. And then our discussion will be on the 29th at 8 p.m. EST. And yeah, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @bard_book to keep up to date with all of that. And I think that wraps it up for 2020 for the Bard Book Club.
Thanks for reading some Shakespeare with us.
Thanks for getting Shakespearean.
And we will see you again in the new year.
Bye.
Bye.